We visited Hoi An recently, and in this video, we're going to share with you our first impressions of this colorful and lively town.
We'll also share with you what we learned and what it costs so that you can plan your own magical visit to Hoi An.
If you love travel and finding awesome places around the world where the living is good, this video is for you. I'm Derek.
And I'm Kathy. We're a semi-retired couple in our 50s who sold all of our things in 2024 to travel the world full-time. This
is Good Life Road.
Hoi An is a town located on Vietnam's central coast. It's a UNESCO World Heritage site, and it has a population of about 124,000.
It's a well-preserved ancient town with wooden architecture and colorful French colonial buildings.
One thing that makes Hoi An so special is its location on the Thubon River, which has a lot of canals and bridges. It's a very picturesque town, as you'll see.
Yeah. Hoi An is located just 28 kilometers south of the Da Nang International Airport. So if you fly into Da Nang, you can be in Hoi An in just under an hour.
Yeah, and if you also plan to visit Da Nang anyway, you can take a Grab, which is the ride share that works just like Uber in Vietnam, from the Da Nang Airport or wherever you are in Da Nang, all the way to Hoi An, and it's very inexpensive.
Yeah. Most people will need to apply for an e-visa to get into Vietnam. It's an easy online process and costs $25 per person. And we got ours via email in about 5 days after we applied, but we gave ourselves 10 days just in case. And don't forget, when you're traveling, you need to have a printed copy of the e-visa that came to you in the email, because they'll be looking for the hard copy both at the departure airport on your way to Vietnam, as well as when you land.
While we were in Hoi An, we stayed in a hotel. We often stay in Airbnbs, but in this case, we stayed in the Amman Heritage, which was $49 a night, including all the taxes and fees. And that included a great breakfast, which was made to order eggs and pastries, fruit, Vietnamese dishes, all those type of things. It was really good.
It was super good. And we stayed there primarily because of the location, because this was our first time to Hoi An. It was very convenient to the downtown and the river area. We were also a very short ride on Grab from the beaches and about a 20-minute walk to the serene rice fields.
Yeah. And now that we've been to Hoi An once, probably the next time we go, we'll stay over in the beach area just because we tend to like to be at the beach. And also it's a little bit quieter. But for a first visit, I think staying in like a place like the Amman Heritage or something like that, that's right near that downtown and Thubon area, can be very desirable.
Yeah. By the way, please give this video a like and a subscribe. It really helps the channel and we appreciate it a lot. So one of our favorite ways to get around while we're traveling is walking. So walking is really important to us, and walkability wherever we go. Hoi An was a little bit tricky in that sense. There were a lot of mopeds on the street, and it happened to be Lunar New Year when we were there. So we did talk to some of the locals, and they helped us feel like it was more crazy than normal because of that.
Yeah, we loved the downtown streets, and we loved the little side streets with all the little boutique shops and cafes and stuff. And everybody was really friendly. But going out at night, it could be a little daunting to navigate because there were so many mopeds speeding around. And there was a little section that was a walking only area. But yeah, just something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, and we often use Google Maps when we're navigating around, even while we're just walking. And don't hesitate to follow it into some of these narrow little walking only like looks like a little alley in between like the main streets. There's some of the most beautiful little living situations back in there, as well as a few cute little cafes and stuff to be found.
Yeah. And still, mopeds will go down those little streets, but at least you're not getting a full flow of traffic.
Yeah. There's definitely enough to do in Hoi An for a week or even more if you really want to relax and soak it up.
Yeah, as we said, we really loved wandering the little streets. There's quite a bit of good shopping to do in Hoi An, especially if you're looking to pick up gifts or souvenirs. And we had a really magical evening on the Thubon River doing the lantern boat ride. It's just a really special experience.
Yeah, do not miss that. It's crowded, but it's well worth it at least once. We also love going to the rice fields where there are actually still water buffaloes being used. And it's just a very peaceful and serene setting. Definitely worth a walk. And we walked down some of the little dirt paths. You don't need to just be on the streets. And it was amazing.
Yeah, we even passed by rather close to a little, not little, but to a humongous water buffalo. And he was so chill, but I was a little unsure about it at first.
It was exciting and beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also beaches, like we mentioned earlier, that are a relatively short ride in the Grab. And the beaches there are super beautiful. They're a little bit more rustic, but we like that. And there's also great food to be had, both up on the street as well as right there in the sand.
Yeah, there's plenty of places offering food and beers or whatever all along the beach. So it's a very chill setting. One of the coolest things we did also was to take a little drive to Marble Mountain.
Yeah. So Marble Mountain is located almost equidistant between Da Nang and Hoi An. And so wherever you are staying, it's definitely worth a stop. It's so beautiful and serene, and these big marble caves. It was amazing.
It's awe-inspiring. Yeah, it really is. Vietnamese food has become one of our favorite cuisines in the world. It's just full of flavor, and it has tons of vegetables in it too.
Yeah, and the prices for the food in Hoi An were very reasonable. I would say they were a little bit higher than in Da Nang, but not by much. You could eat a nice sit-down meal with fish, beef, or pork for about $6 to $8 USD per person. Yeah, and then, of course, you could do the street food for much less. One night we had some cow lao out on the street for $1 a person, and there was a lot of other street food that was similarly priced as well.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah.
So the common language in Vietnam is, of course, Vietnamese, but a lot of people speak a little bit of English, and we always try to learn a few words in the local language. So we learned a few words in Vietnamese as well, especially the niceties, the hello, good morning, thank you, please, and that and a little bit of charades, and we managed to get by.
I will say one of our favorite statements that we learned while we were there, we mentioned earlier that we were there during the Lunar New Year, was Chuk Mung Nam Moi.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
So now that you're raring to go, here's a way to think about planning your trip. Vietnam has two seasons, basically, a wet season and a dry season.
Yeah, so if you're someone who really likes some heat and some warm ocean/sea water, the May to August time frame is when things really start to heat up.
Yep. And then if you want it to be a little more temperate and dry, then February to May is a good time frame for you. And then just keep in mind that October and November are typhoon season.
Yeah. Okay, so first impressions. This is a part we really like to do on the fly. And so I got to say, I really loved Hoi An. It was beautiful. It was quaint. It was colorful. The history and those French colonial buildings were gorgeous down along the riverfront. And of course, the lantern thing on the river at night was a really special experience.
Yeah.
Its proximity to Da Nang is perfect for somebody who might be staying in Da Nang for a longer period of time, but wants just to get away for a weekend or so. So we will definitely be going back. And yeah, I think I'd recommend it quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, we loved it. And it's a very picturesque. And it's also one thing that struck me about Hoi An is you could do it in a couple of different ways.
Mm,
It was kind of like you could do the hubbub busy, especially the first time you're there. And like Derek said, the lantern trip, um, which is so just so really neat. And it's just beautiful, like along the river and
yeah.
the beautiful old town. But then you could also do the more kind of retreaty, quiet, maybe yoga focused
Yeah.
um, sort of vibe as well. Hoi An kind of has that whole thing going. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, if you got some information out of this video that's helpful to you, please give it a like and also subscribe and come along with us as we explore the world together.
Yeah. And thanks so much for watching.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.